Hello relatives, this is Dr. H. Is the Schlagbyte for November 12th, 2007 entitled Incidental Brain Tumors. So when I talk to you about this, I don't want you to immediately go to your computers and write concerned emails. I'm telling you a story and I'm doing well. And I wasn't planning on writing about this, but I have a benign brain tumor and it's been 4 months since the diagnosis was made, and everything is good. It was only after reading an article last week in the New England Journal of Medicine that I figured it was time just to talk about it with you. It turns out that 1 in 60 people over the age of 60 are walking around with what are called incidental brain tumors. They are benign and totally asymptomatic. Sometimes, however, they do become symptomatic, and mine did this summer when I experienced some pounding headaches and dizziness. I thought it was Phoenix at the peak of the summer heat and that I was dehydrated, so I drank lots of fluids, which didn't help much. My wife insisted that I have it checked out before I left to work in Europe. My doctor immediately ordered an MRI of the brain, and when he called with the results, he said that there was nothing keeping me from making the trip, but that there was something. You have a brain tumor. He went on to say that he was almost certain it was benign, sitting at the base of my skull and pressing on my auditory nerve, which probably explained the dizziness. But I gotta tell you, I didn't hear much after the words, "You have a brain tumor." And my first reaction was that they had misread the films. Maybe they belonged to somebody else. My doctor, who was also an old friend, assured me he was 99% sure it was benign, but he wanted me to see a neurosurgeon when I returned from Europe. And it gave me some time to reflect on life and the choices I've made, and those still to be made, and the unfinished business and hopes, and to talk about it with family and my close friends. The neurosurgeon agreed the mass was benign and did not recommend surgery. If anything had to be done, he suggested the new cyber knife, which is a highly focused external beam radiation device. And he referred me to a neuro-otologist who is an ENT surgeon specializing only in the inner ear, who told me I should do some vestibular exercises, and that the exercises alleviated symptoms in at least half of his patients. What are the exercises? They retrain your brain to compensate for the confusing signals that it's getting. And I'm a strong believer in non-interventional medicine, but I have to tell you I had considerable skepticism that somehow by moving my eyes rapidly and rotating my head, neck, and torso, turning and balancing would cure my vertigo. There was also this nagging sense that even if it was benign and slow-growing, why not just get it out and over with? But I did the exercises twice a day, and I asked my relatives to join me in a healing circle, and I was prayed for, danced with, blessed at a distance by many healers, and I ate tumor-shrinking mushrooms that my daughter farms, and within weeks the dizziness disappeared, and now I've been symptom-free for 3 months. They'll do another MRI in 6 months to see if the tumor is growing, but they don't think that it will and that it's been there for many, many years. So this is what I understand from this confrontation. Whatever my afflictions, I only have to pay attention to them when they interfere with living. And then I have to decide that it's I who have it, and not it that's got me, and then to do the work that it takes to get better. Whatever the work is, whether it's physical exercise or dietary, mental, surgical, or spiritual, and do it with a commitment, and always with the support of others. So during this interesting time, remember, nobody makes it alone, and I want to say thank you to all of my relations and to my Ubuntu. I am because you are. Have a great week. For those of you interested in healing, doing, and being, this is the last chance to register for the workshop at the end of the month. Remember, nobody makes it alone. We are all connected. I say this for all my relations. Mitakuye.